What's going down, people? It's your boy, Myer Krah, back again with another episode of Here for the Dads podcast. You might have been missing me, man. I used to roll these bad boys out every single week. We've pushed back to a month, to another month, only so that I can get a little time to breathe, man. I'm a family man. This is Here for the Dads podcast. It gotta make sense. So with that being said, I've got a chance to do a little sabbatical. I got a chance to go on a family cruise. And today, what I am excited about is I got to bring my brother-in-law, who's been a big inspiration to me, who was on that family cruise with me, who was there before I even got married. I want to introduce you to him, my boy Ray. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. How y'all doing?
Talk to the people, man. Let them know where you from, how you been living, what you do, all that good stuff.
I'm all right. I've been, one day at a time, like always. It's the same old.
Same old.
Take it by the punches.
So what have you got a chance to do on Father's Day? Let's talk about Father's Day. First, let me start with Father's Day, because Father's Day just passed. I got on my Father's Day Club shirt, and I'm happy about it. Father's Day Club, if you ain't following them on Instagram or TikTok, you should probably do that. They sent this over to me. They're still working out some marketing stuff, but the brand is dope. But yeah, what did you get to do on Father's Day?
Eat your barbecue, man.
There we go. Look, I just wanted you to say that. I just wanted you to say if it was good. That's all.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. Better than last time when you dropped them reels.
Hey, you weren't even supposed to talk about that.
Yeah,
You weren't supposed to admit. So I remember that was the very first time I think I got a chance to come to your crib. This was almost 10 years ago now, I think. And I was they passed the torch over to you, you know what I'm saying? You the young buck, you the young dad in the group. So, I'm thinking I'm gonna do my thing. And I'm from North Carolina, so I'm gonna grill a little bit. But I tried to bring the ribs into the house, had them bugs on the tones, and I couldn't get to the doorknob. And we ain't gonna talk about what happened after that. We figured some stuff out, but they was clean by the time we got it. We just say that they was clean, and the rest of the meat was good. But this time I ain't dropped no food.
I know. I was there this time. Why?
Yeah, I'm about to say because you got a little window right there and everything. But what I really wanted to bring you on here for was, you allowed me as I'm transitioning out of the military to find a roof over my head. Like, it's been extremely hard knowing that I've been doing the same thing since dang near 2011, where somebody's been telling me what to do in the military. And now being on the other side of that, I got a wife, 4 kids. I want to be more flexible. I want to spend time with them. And what that means is I got to take a risk. And then that risk is I'm going to be moving and I'm going to be having a new job. But what you did for me was you opened up your beautiful home to us. You allowed us to stay here where I don't got to pay rent or do no mortgage or nothing like that. But I've always wanted to know just more about you and like your childhood, your upbringing. I remember when I first met you for the first time, I wouldn't say you were rough around the edges, but you was you was you know what I'm saying? You gave me like the vibe. Yeah. And you weren't no thug or nothing like that, but it was like you were, I would say a little bit, harder. But now I feel like as the years gone with having kids and stuff, you're just softer, bro. Not in like a soft, it's just loving, you know what I'm saying?
The thing is that, it's different when you first come in.
Yeah.
It's like after you get to know people, then you can soften up.
Okay.
Can't come in. And,
that's true. I want blood either. I was just coming in as TT.
I don't care who it is. Anybody who coming around, they still I'm not gonna be all the way soft. You know what I'm saying? See, and then like now it's different than how you were 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think when you first came, I was like, yeah, I see you in daddy mode.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Before I ain't had no kids or nothing.
Yeah, so and me too. I still did stupid stuff, but I mean not stupid, but just
still making mistakes and just like
going
learning
into the woods with y'all with no pistol.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, man, why did I do that? My wife.
Anyway. We're gonna probably need to get into that. You mentioned daddy mode. Let's talk about daddy mode. Let's talk about daddy mode and fatherhood and all that good stuff. Do you have a relationship with your father? Did you have a relationship with your father?
Yeah, it was, let's say, at the beginning he was there. Then like about 5, moved out. But he used to come around like, holidays, time to go school shopping, stuff like that. So he did come around, but he wasn't there like every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And where were you living then?
We was in New York at first. When I was first born in New York, and then we moved to Georgia in '85. And when I moved to Georgia, let's see. We talked over the phone, but he ain't never come down here and visit or nothing.
I got you.
But then it was only a few years before he had passed.
Oh wow! So you saying it was only a few years before you left? After you left New York, when y'all got down here, and he had passed. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry.
He died when I was 13. So I probably moved here, I think when I was 10 or 11.
How did you take that?
It was kind of rough being young, because what happened was like my grandma died, and then it was like couple of years later. Seemed like a few years later, couple of years later, he died. So it was like back to back to me. But
that's not easy.
Nah, it ain't.
And you had a good relationship with your grandmother?
Yeah.
Were they on the same side of the family?
Close. My grandmother was my mom's mother, and my dad, so I lived with my mom, and my mom, and my grandma used to live with us. You see what I'm saying? So we all moved here. We all stayed in Decatur.
So with like your father being, I guess, somewhat in and out, he was there in moments, I don't know if you would say in moments where you needed it, but how would you describe y'all's relationship when he was there? Did y'all talk much? You were almost rolling into like that preteen age. How would you even describe like him?
We ain't really talk. Not, cause see, let me see, he died when I was 13. So we never really got to talk about anything serious.
Yeah.
Far as he used to tell me little things, you know what I'm saying? Like all fathers, you know what I'm saying? He used to tell me things, and that's, I try to remember them, but.
Is there any one thing you can remember right now?
It's crazy, but he's like, always keep your pistol with you.
Okay, so there's those kind of lessons. Okay.
Nah, but it's just, I don't, living in New York, it was just, I don't know.
We were watching Hip Hop Evolution the other day, and I got a little picture of what New York looked like. Then maybe you can give me a better picture of what your childhood was like in New York during that, because that's, you said 85?
Yeah, he used to always tell me, keep your shoestrings tied, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people get too close to you. Not all the way up on you.
You think you still carry some of that today? Those lessons?
Yeah.
How has that affected you? Do you feel like it's been in a positive way, a negative way, or?
It's kind of positive because it gets you ready. Because I've been robbed several times, been bike stole, tried to get my bike stole.
You said tried. That's
you know what I'm saying? I always fought, and if you had a gun or a knife or something, I'm gonna give it up. You can have it. But if you ain't got it, and it's just me and 5 of y'all, we gonna fight. Well, not even fight. I'm just gonna lock up on my bike. That's what I did. I locked up on the bike and just fell over.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
But yeah, they couldn't get that bike away. And then my mom, I don't know, she came, I don't know, well, y'all get it. I was like, oh, saved by the bell.
So see this side of my brother-in-law, Ray, that I know I feel like I've heard you tell smaller stories here and there. Yeah. But tell me a little bit more about like that childhood time, either in New York or in Georgia, because I feel like you have like these immense amount of stories and lessons. Would you consider a rough upbringing? What would you, just tell me a little bit about that childhood. Who were you then? What was you doing? What was you getting into?
I was getting into graffiti. I was like everything was the fly shoes. Same thing like now, just a little switched up. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it's like writing your tag name all over the walls everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's what was popping in New York, and having the flyers clothes always. My dad, that's something else. My dad, you know, he was a Puerto Rican, but he used to dress like, he had the shell-toe Adidas, he had the Goose V bomber.
See, I don't know that.
I forgot the name.
Goose V. I'm about to say, you teaching me something.
I'm trying to think the correct name, but I remember it in a minute, man.
I'm about to say, the brothers from New York know what you talk about.
Yeah, the leather joints, man. But anyway.
I mean, it sounds like what I'm hearing though still, even with like y'all relationship not being like always together, you still took a lot from even the times that he was there.
Oh yeah.
And I think that shows that just fathers, period, having an extreme amount of influence on a child's life. When you were, I don't know, at a younger age, did you ever think you'd be a father?
Let's see. At a kid age, I wasn't thinking about that. You know what I mean? I was thinking, when as a kid, I was ready to drive. I was ready to jump in the car and take off. Just go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just want to ride.
Be grown.
Turn the radio up.
Well, mama say be grown. You trying to be grown.
Man, I'm ready to roll, man. Come on, man. My uncle they had them Cadillacs and stuff. You throw me in the seat, take me off. Like, yeah, turn the radio up. We playing all the newest music. You know what I'm saying? They do it different now. They call it cruising now. I guess I don't know.
I ain't cool. I drive a minivan now, so I ain't even cool no more, bro. Yeah, I used to want to have something. I said I just want to have something blacked out. Maybe I'll get a sports car or something like that. Yeah. 4 kids later, man, I'm driving a blacked out sports mode minivan, Chrysler Pacifica.
Hey, it's all good. It's new. It's newer.
Yeah. At least it's new. At least it's blacked out. Got the tinted windows.
Yeah, it ain't beat up. It ain't ugly.
No, it's smooth.
It look nice. So you know.
So you grew up not necessarily thinking about it at all. How old were you when you had your first child?
26.
Tell me about that. What was that like?
Man, I was still in the street, dog. Well, actually, I was trying to stay out the street, but still, you know how you tiptoe back.
One foot in, 1 foot out?
Yeah, you know, I'm like, that's what I was doing at that time.
Tell me about it. Did you get a phone call? Did you get a, hey, I'm late text? What was that like?
I had got a, trying to think, I can't even remember how she told me, man. You know what I'm saying? It was so long ago.
Was you scared? How'd you feel? You feel prepared?
Nah, I felt like it was kind of time, you know what I'm saying? Because I was already thinking something wrong with me, you know what I mean?
What you mean?
Because I had been married before and didn't have no kids. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, I had plenty of other relationships, you know, with other women besides my baby mama, and it just, I guess God gave it to me at that time. He felt like it was time for me to, you know, I guess he knew I was ready to get out the street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like
he knew.
What would you feel like changed that? Was it a heart posture thing? Was it just tired of being caught up? What do you feel like changed that? Because
I didn't want nobody else to raise my kids. I didn't want to be locked up and a nigga out here, well, somebody out here taking care of my daughter or whatever, you know. And they telling me over the phone, he whooped me or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no, that's powerful though, that's
It's just so, you know, I'm very protective of my stuff, you know what I'm saying, who I rock with. So,
no, that's powerful,
I had to buckle down, you know what I'm saying, for either I die or go to prison, because I was right there, boy.
I think something that we were just, you know, we get on the back porch a lot and just talk. Yeah. And I mean, I've always been inspired, but I feel like every once in a while you'll just say something that'll just like blow my mind and just be like, oh snap, I never even thought about that. We got to talking about making plans for the future, and we started talking about, you being in your teenage age and, having kids. And one of the responses you gave me was, yeah, dog, I never even thought about that. I didn't think I'd live to be this old. And bro, it stopped me in my chest. I wasn't even expecting it, and to think that something like fatherhood could be strong enough to change the path of your life.
Yeah, man.
That ain't easy.
I felt like I was gonna die plenty of times. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know why. And then just being in the street. That's all. Living that life. I was doing stupid stuff, just like the other kids. I just didn't do it as stupid. I did it. Try to be finesse with everything that I did. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. Nowadays, these kids don't care. They just run around here rampant.
Yeah, and I mean, they also, you made a decision consciously yourself to want to be in your child's life and to rear some of that stuff back. Yeah. There's kids there right now who ain't making that decision.
Oh, yeah.
What would you say to some of those young cats who not even one foot in the streets, I'm talking both feet in the streets, and now they got kids? What would you say to them?
Man, they better switch up quick. I'm telling you, because these white folk don't care about you, boy.
No, that's true.
I'm trying to tell you, they ready to give you a gun to go kill yourself or kill somebody, or even lock you up for that gun. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? They just they glorify the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? That's all, man. I used to do the same thing though, but I used to think, I used to try to save.
Save money?
Yeah, man. I was a big try to saver, you know what I'm saying? And either try to save or even try to put money into something to flip real quick or even make more money off. Even when I was young, I used to try to do that. I used to do stuff like that. I used to trade up. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to make investments.
I wouldn't even say that. Like, say somebody got a car that I like and they want my car and I like their car. My car might have the rims and stuff on it. They might not have none of it. I'd just be like, I want that car right there. And then they'll let me get the car and I'll switch out. You can have this one. Man, back in the day, them folk, them rims be on them cars, everybody want.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I did the dumbest thing. I still remember when I was in college, we got like this career starter loan or something like that. I just bought this little Mercedes coupe or something. And I'm from North Cat, so all we care about is the rims. When you going down south, you care about the rims and stuff like that. Bruh, I'm talking, I had like a C3 something, so of course it was small. Why I buy like 32-inch rims, nigga? I spent like 4 G's on them, 32s, couldn't even haul them in the house by myself. I had to get my homeboy, take them in there with me. I ain't called my dad or nothing. I was just like, bro, I'm just gonna do this. I'm a man now, I'm cool. I'm about to have my car cranked up. I took that jump to like a Sears tire depot or something like that. I was like, hey, we trying to put the rims on it. They looked at me so stupid, bro. We're gonna have to cut half your car just to put that mug on there. But that's something I never learned. Like I ain't know nothing about cars. I ain't know nothing about anything. I cared about looking cool. And I know you're a car mechanic and you got a lot of other entrepreneurial things you got your hands in. Where did you learn about cars and all that? Was that something that you learned from your father or somebody else?
Nah, my dad had a nice car too, though. He had a nice car, but my dad was a welder, but he worked on his own car too, though. He did few things, but I always used to be curious about how stuff worked, and like if the radio in the house mess up or the TV mess up, I'm the one. I'm gonna take it apart, try to put it back together. And same thing with the cars. Well, actually, with the car, what happened was my mom gave me a car one time, and it needed brakes, and she used to call this dude over. He used to come change the brakes, and he'd charge us like $50, I think, $40, something like that.
To change them sound good nowadays.
Yeah, no, but this back in the day.
Oh, so 40, 50 might be a lot. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
This back in the 80s. Well, I say like 89, 88, way back. So and the dude charged me anyway. The dude used to come and he just looked so goofy, and I was like, I'm sorry to say that, but I mean,
no, you keep it a buck, dude. Look
like, damn, I mean, if he could do this, I know I could do it. You know what I mean? So
a lot of influence come like that.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm looking at him, and then something else happened to the car. I had to call him again. He came back over, he charged me. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And so, and my homeboy, granddaddy worked on cars. So I was like, I stopped doing it. I start calling his granddaddy and talking to his granddaddy on the phone. His granddaddy tell me what to do, and I'm like, so. And another thing was like when dude was doing the car, because I always loved cars and stuff. So when he was doing my car, I used to sit there and watch. You know what I'm saying?
Attention.
So when he did the brakes, I'm like, I ain't got to get him to do that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know how to do that now. And so different stuff like that. And then every time he came to do something, I just watched him to see what he did. And I just try to remember what he did and what he did it for.
That's the type of game I try to put on my kids, man. Like, just pay attention.
Yeah,
like, if you could just observe and pay attention, that'll change a lot of stuff. That'll save you a lot of money. That'll change a lot of things in your life, regardless. And I learned that in sports, man. That was like one of those things, if somebody on the line and they have to do something, that coach told them, if you come right back after them and you don't do it at least the exact way they did it, you're going to get in trouble. Because you mean you just ain't even paying attention.
Right.
So I made sure I wrote down some questions on my phone because I knew for a fact that we was going to end up chilling like we'd be on the back porch. And I know the very first thing I thought about as you were talking about, you know, being a father for the first time and getting that phone call was, what was your idea? Like, did you already want to be a father at that time? We talked about if you wanted to be a father as a child, but when did you know for the first time that you wanted to be a father?
When did I know for the first time? So one time I think I was down the road in prison, and I had got a call from a female. She told me she was pregnant, and I'm trying to remember how old I was. I had to be probably about like 24, 23, somewhere in there. But anyway, make a long story short, I think then I really started wanting to be a father. You know what I'm saying?
Like from hearing it, or you had already knew?
Just because, I don't know, you know, I just thought it was going to change my life. You know what I mean? Help change my life. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know, you know, just having a bond with a female like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
I do feel like that ups. I mean, there's only a few things that's going to take that relationship to the next level.
Yeah.
Of course, one of them being marriage, and then the other one being having a kid.
Right. But you know, I wasn't really caring about no marriage, no paperwork. I didn't really care about it then. So, but anyway, she had a miscarriage, so it wasn't my time. You know what I'm saying? So, but.
I'm sorry to hear that. How did that affect you at the time? I mean, I know you were young, but
it bothered me a little bit, but then again, it didn't, because you know I was kind of worried because I still was in the street though. I mean, I was in jail, but I still knew I was gonna get out, and I kind of still was on trying to like get smarter at what I was doing. That's what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you get caught up in certain ways, and then you're just like, okay, I know not to do that no more. And then you just try to switch your game up. You know, that's what I used to do. You can't I
can't get caught for doing the same dumb thing twice.
Yeah, so you know, that's all. So
as soon as you have a child, that risk level go up. You got more to lose.
Yeah, but I still was young, and I still kind of was, like I say, from 23 to about 26, I still was kind of like, you know, I wasn't all the way in, like in my younger age.
Yeah.
Because in my younger ages, I go to work and still get out work and go do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So almost that miscarriage, you was like, man, I'm hurt because it's something that I wanted, but I know I'm still out here.
Yeah, so it's like
it might have saved.
Right.
It might have saved all of us.
Yeah, you know. So it's just like you know, things hit different when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Things hit me now harder.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
So, and it depends on what it is. Some things don't, some things do, you know.
I mean, you got a bigger perspective of life.
Yeah, you know, it's really harder to push my buttons now. You know what I'm saying? Back then,
TTG was trained to go.
Yes, sir. Boy, what? Stop playing. Whatever. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah. So I want to know. So like, with you kind of having that revelation, like, okay, you know, I'm ready to be a father, and then stepping into that next space, having a miscarriage, did that affect you at all? Now knowing, like, continuing on, like, to wanting to still be, did you still want to be a dad after that? Like, how did that affect maybe the next time you got that first call to, hey, we're pregnant?
Yeah, I still did, but you know, I just really didn't have no female that I did have one other female that I really liked that I wouldn't mind, but you know, it just didn't happen with her. So it really wasn't, you know. And then my first wife, I married her because we, you know how you, let me see.
Talk to me.
Have chemistry with somebody.
Yeah.
Like me and her, we used to get money together. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that, straight
partner, like.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm do, she down for. Whatever she did, I was down for. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
And that's kind of why I married her. I wasn't even really in love with her. You know what I'm saying? And
it was almost like an in-sync partnership, like.
Well, I mean, she was fine, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I knew I shouldn't have messed with her because the way I had met her, you know what I'm saying?
Do I want to know how you met her?
Man, all right, so let me see.
I'm about to say, I know we talking fatherhood, but now I kind of want to know.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. Okay, I had this car. I was getting it painted. Well, no, I'm sorry, this is wrong.
No, you good.
I had this car. I was doing work to it. I was painting and everything. This one I was painting. And she lived in our apartments. So I was walking, you know what I'm saying? And I tried to talk to her. She ain't dish like damn gone lame or nothing like that. But you know, she just was like not interested.
I appreciate it.
I guess because I was probably walking or something.
What you say that? Hey, Miss Parker.
Yeah, you know, like dang, you know what I mean? She live right here too. That motherfucker.
Yeah.
That thing was right. Like, anyway, to make a long story short, Okay. So I tried that and she didn't hit. And I think it was like a month or two later, I was done with my car. You know what I'm saying? Painted rims on. I got it out there in front of the apartment. Now I'm hooking up my music because you know I do my own thing to my own car most of the time. So I'm out there hooking up my music and stuff. Then she come over there. And she giving me her card. She like, I'm a bondsman and all this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right,
you should have peeked right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I took the card and I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, yeah, she on a nigga job now, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So,
hey, but that's what you put the whip together for,
yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying?
So anyway, so what happened, man? I'm trying to, okay, so, I ain't had no driver's license. So I'm riding, right?
Yeah, you cruise.
I done got pulled over, got locked up, make a long story short, and right before I got locked up, I gave my homeboy all my money. I was like, man, I gave him the card, and I was like, man, call Shawty, she go,
Oh,
get me out, man.
yeah.
So he called us, bam, Shawty came,
Like
got me out, went and got my car at the impound. I was just like, oh, man. And it was on.
Say less.
Yeah,
Say
man,
less.
it
Look.
was like, whoa. And then I come to find out she was a bondsman and she was a stripper.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, is stripping considered entrepreneurship?
Kinda.
I wonder, is that entrepreneur?
It's kinda.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause you still could go strip
somewhere
not
else.
in the club.
It's your service.
So, yeah, it's a service.
Okay, I'm getting off task. All right,
she used to do it.
Yeah. All right.
She used to do parties. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped them off, her homegirls. They had their little bags.
Hey, just moving.
Yeah.
This might be the first time we talked about strippers on the Fatherhood podcast.
Anyway,
but it's keeping it in the book.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's how that happened, man. And but yeah, so we just had good chemistry, man. It was a get money thing, you know. We just
all right, let me get back to my questions then.
Get up, do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I hit the club whenever I want to, just wide open, man.
So basically, during that point in time, you was using your young phase. It's like when it came to fatherhood and being married, it's like, okay, this is what chemistry looks like. Then the next phase, okay, I'm still out here doing whatever I want to, but I need to start tuning it down and start being ready to be a father. Because now we're talking about your physical body being prepared to be there and being present. Yeah. And now we're talking about getting your mind right. Talking about doing things smarter. So, I mean, the question that I wrote down that would definitely connect to what we're talking about now is, what emotions and thoughts did you experience when you found out you were going to be a dad?
At first, I'm just like, damn, boy, it's going to be a rough one.
And why is that? You say you were scared or?
I was scared. I was happy. I was everything, you know what I mean? All emotions was all over the place, just like a female, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They just stay like that.
Oh, yeah, they stay like that. Yeah, that's different.
Kind of be on and off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, yeah, my emotions just were everywhere. I was, you know, worried by that I'm going to be a no good dad, you know, or worried that I'm going to be locked up and having to raise her like that, you know, because at that time, like, I still was in the street, you know what I'm saying? So,
let's fast forward a little bit, Dan. When did you, I guess, officially get out the streets after having kids, and what made you do it?
Officially, I had got this scar right here on my face. The police beat me right there. I had stitches up here. You can't see them, man, right there. And that really was it. And my daughter was born. She was like a week old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so after that, it was over with. I was in there for like 10 days with no bond. Well, yeah, with no bond.
So you had a daughter first. How old is she?
Amber. Amber's 22 now. But I was 26 when she was born.
She ever hear that story?
I think so. I think I told him a lot of stories, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I didn't even ask tell the people how many kids you have and their ages. I didn't even get into that.
I got 5 kids. Let's see. The oldest is 22, 20, 18, 11, and 8.
So you got all stages, bro.
Yeah, so you know, like do. Yeah. But you know, I was blessed to have them, and my kids don't really give me no problems.
No, you got good kids.
You know.
What do you think you learned most from having kids?
What I learned most is patience. Patience, and make sure you have strong stability. Try. You know what I'm saying? That's what I
Give me more about the stability part, because I think sometimes as fathers, like I know I went through my own thing in this transition where I feel like I wasn't stable. Like here I am going to another job, and the number one thing that I want to have is financial stability. I want to have like an environmental stability for the kids, like where they want to know where they're gonna go to school, and I want to be this leader for my wife and for my kids. And here I am, not even knowing what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm praying every day, and stuff just not working out. What should, like as a father, what type of stability should you be searching for?
I mean, you always gonna be searching as a man anyway. If you're a real man, even if you got your own stability right here, everything good, you still gonna always. I mean, some people. Well, me, I'm talking about myself personally. Anyway, me as a man, I'm never comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm always worried. I'm always, well, not always worried. I'm always like, I guess because I don't have nothing to fall on.
Like a fallback plan?
A net, you know what I'm saying? So I just, and then even with that, you never know what might happen with these crooks out here. They probably steal all your money and you won't even get to play with it anyway. You know,
true.
I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Because the way you gotta hide your money now, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm always, even though, you know, my phone always ringing, I always got work. It's just, you know, I always think I could be doing better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a man, I think that us being trained to go, it's just, you always gonna feel that way. You know, even though if you got a net right here, you got people on your side, you know, you got people backing you up, you still always gonna feel like I could be doing better. Or, you know, but I don't know if that, I be thinking like, am I wrong, God, you know, for feeling that way? Because, you know, sometimes you could be greedy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And greed ain't good. You know what I mean? So I be trying to fall back too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what more could you want?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like you on this constant treadmill, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you just gotta keep on doing and keep on a little bit at a time growing. But you know, I try to pray for what I have. I'm thankful for what I have. Believe me, I am. And I guess that's just in me. You know what I'm saying? That I always want more and I always want better. You know what I'm saying? And not just for me, that's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that I'm not wrong for that. Cause like I said, I always be praying. And I'm always like, Lord, I want this, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I'm just hoping that I'm not being greedy.
yeah.
And make sure I backstep and make sure I'm not. Because like I say, I'm blessed, I'm good, but it's always gonna be in my head.
Yeah, always, man. Like
stability. I want to make sure everybody taken care of. You know, I don't want nobody to be hungry.
that is, bro, that's something naturally, like, already as a man, you constantly checking yourself, like, am I doing everything right?
Yeah.
And you already talked about a few things that you've learned, which is one being, you know, patient, learning how to be patient with kids, with life, being patient with God.
Yeah.
And you also talked about, you know, understanding stability and wanting to be stable, because that's something that our families need.
Yeah, man.
What do you think was maybe one of your biggest challenges having kids?
My biggest challenges is...
Or as a father, I should just say, period.
As a father, I would say one of them would be, you ever looked at a child that's looking for his father, his real biological father, to do some things for him, and he don't do it. and you ever see the disappointment in that child's face. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I had that happen to me. So
talk to me about that.
What I mean? Oh man, I mean, it hurt me. I mean, you know.
Oh, you saying you were that child?
No, I wasn't that child.
Oh, you saying you? Okay,
that
so
was
you were.
Kaya, tell you. That was Kaya.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Because actually, that part right there was he was looking for his father to send him. Trying to remember, it was a video game. I think it was an Xbox or something. And every day he was going to the mailbox and checking the mailbox. And I just, after about a week, I told him, I was like, I wasn't even living with them then. I was, I was still, running around a little bit. But I told him, I said, man, stop going to that mailbox, boy. He ain't gonna send you nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? And I felt bad about it. So I went in, you know what I'm saying? I went and got it. And I got him the TV and everything, you know what I'm saying? So he could have his own TV and play the game, won't bother nobody. So I think that was not just that situation neither, you know what I'm saying? Because he failed him a couple of times on some stuff, but that's like the worst thing ever. And one time I'm trying to remember which one of them. I went to some Thanksgiving or something like that, and there was other kids there that were crying because people wasn't there.
Oh wow!
And I'm over there like, oh man, dang, that's terrible. So Tiffany, Tiffany did it one time, and then when I was there too, I was like, man, come on! I just took them and bought them like I think they had a book, some kind of fair, or they were selling books, book fair or something. I can't remember, but I took them down there and bought them some stuff so they stopped crying.
What made you? What do you think made your heart so soft to that? I think that's an interesting response to that question. Like I don't think I've ever heard a father say that. And maybe you're in a different position. You know what I'm saying? Like having stepkids and your own children.
Yeah.
To know that, like, you can literally look into a child's eyes and see the disappointment of a father, and it touch you so much that you feel like you have to do something. I don't know, man. That's beautiful in a way, and it hurts at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just something in me. Like, I feel like no kid should suffer. You know what I'm saying? No. Any kid should be able to go and point out something that they want and should get. You know what I'm saying? It's just even food or whatever it is, you know. But I guess then that would be, well, that's another story. That wouldn't work out.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've always been interested too in like the dynamic of like coming into a relationship and a marriage with kids, and also being married to somebody who has kids. What was that dynamic for you? What did you learn in that? Like, just take me through that.
Well, I mean, blended family.
Blended family, that's what it's called. My sister gonna kick my butt. She a family and marriage therapist, and all she talk about is blended family, and somehow I still messed that up. But yeah, blended family.
Yeah, blended family. But I mean,
was that hard? Was that hard for you? Like, what was that like?
Oh yeah. But you know what? I come to talk to other people now. We in the men's group anyway.
Yeah.
I listen to the conversation. So I've grown to know that it's other people out there that went through the same thing. You see what I'm saying? But it was a struggle. It was a real struggle dealing with my wife and her stubbornness.
What was the hardest part?
The hardest part would be me telling them what to do, or I'm too harsh. And my wife used to say, you have a penitentiary way of doing things. Like, I guess the way I would operate.
Did you agree with that? Do you agree with that, or like, what do you?
Nah, it's just her just being the church girl. You know what I'm saying? She just
a lot of moms are softer like that too. It's like already I mean, that's what they're there for. They're the nurturer. And then when they see, you know, their father coming in and ready to discipline, tell them to do this with, and it's not that we don't have emotions toward it, it's that we're holding them back because we just need to get something done.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine her being newly married and you maybe not being the biological father. You're like, oh, he being too hard. You know, you're just getting scared and stuff like that.
Just like that, period, anyway, with all of them. And I realized that it's a lot of women are like that. You know, the women are caring and nurturing, and they make sure that, you know, their kids don't get hurt. But, and us as men, you know, we just like, you know,
it's calculated.
Bow,
it's calculated. Yeah.
And, you know, I used to get away with a lot of things. Well, not just him, you know, Faith, Amber, they used to get away with a lot of stuff, but my main focus was trying to make sure that these kids don't go to jail and be successful. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And go to church every now and then, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Praise the Lord.
What was the main thing you think you were trying to teach them?
Those main things. And family first. I mean, well, you know, God first, but then, you know, family, and then your career, whatever. Put your family first. With God first. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Put God first.
Yeah, no, I know. He know what you mean.
Follow behind.
Absolutely. And I try to teach my kids the same thing. It's the biggest reason why we moved out here. It's like I needed to be around family. Like I wanted my kids to grow up with their cousins and see what that type of love looks like and just to know that when somebody, this is one thing you've always done, if somebody asks you for something, it's not even a question. It's like, if you have it, you always give it up.
Oh yeah.
You've always been extremely humble in everything, and that's something that I want my kids to see. If we out in the street, if we in the grocery store or whatever, I want him to remember that family and close friends, they do for each other without even asking the question, because we need each other like that.
Yeah.
And that's something else that I've been able to see that you guys have built in your men's group. It's a lot of fathers and men in there. And I realize they know that they have a community of people in a village that they have built correctly where they can lean on each other. And if you need something, like, not just like, I'm talking about need anything. Somebody need catering done for a party. I saw that happen, and somebody was over there talking about their AC went down and there was another gentleman who just needed to talk. Like he was having some struggles with, you know, his family and trying to get more time with his child. He just needed to talk. And through that, tears were flowing. And you can see tears throughout the whole group. And it's like when you realize that if you just love people first and learn how to give, everything will change, bro.
And forgive. That's what I'm trying to learn. Like we were talking about in the group. Forgive. Because that's part of where I think some of my struggles are. And why God hadn't just really probably opened all the way up, opened the floodgates up. But, you know,
and let the cup runneth over.
Yeah, man, you know, because I still got grudges with people. You know what I'm saying? I let it go and everything, but it still be like, man, bang, zoom. I be
one tactic I've learned, like when I'm trying to learn something new, or like I have a challenge or something, I feel weak in a certain area. The question now that I ask myself is, how would I teach my child? So I guess the question that I will ask you, and it's sometimes you know the answer to the question, it's just not easy to do.
Yeah.
But if your child was having trouble with forgiveness, where would you tell them to start?
I guess I would tell him to look at himself. You know what I'm saying? Look at yourself and think about if the shoe was on the other foot, how would you feel? But I mean, I guess it depends on what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see would you want somebody to forgive you?
If you was in that same position.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and it depends on what it is, you know, sometimes it's just too much. You know what I mean? It's just like one situation. It's like continuous situations. And then it's like,
it become overwhelming.
yeah.
Get all stacked up.
Or you feel like that person is trying you. You know what I mean? Like you just really want to see how far you can take it with me until I pow. And then you be like, please don't do it.
And I've seen, bro, the closer that relationship is to you, the harder it hurts too. So a lot of times in these conversations I'm having with other fathers, it's gentlemen who get on here and they're talking about trying to forgive their own father and how hard it is just to do it, and because it hurts the most. They're that close to you. You know what I'm saying? But I only got a few more questions before we get out of here. And one of them I did write down too is, how have these lessons shaped your parenting approach? Like the lessons that you've learned in life and from your father, like the culmination of all these things, how has it shaped your approach on fatherhood?
You saying so like from my learning from my father.
Mm-hmm. And like learning just life lessons of, you talking about going to jail and 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I guess a culmination, like what did you learn in your life that kind of shaped the way that you wanted to raise your kids?
That right there, it just I know how I came up, and I didn't want them to have no parts of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to do things, what they call it, breaking the curse.
Mm-hmm. Generational curses and stuff. Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
I think you did it.
Yeah, I did.
You did, bro. That's pretty dope. Yeah, you're not done.
So it's, hey,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I try to tell Tiffany I would not treat Josh no different than I treat Zakiah. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they be thinking, oh, you only doing that because he your stepchild. But that wasn't said.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you kind of see
I be
it.
thinking like they probably think that sometimes, but that's totally not the situation.
Was that ever? I know I'm backpedaling a little bit, but as you were in the marriage and trying to be a father to biological or non-biological, whatever, was that ever a challenge for you? Like thinking like, okay, I can't do or say this to one child, or was it ever hard to love one child other than the other? Like, what was there any type of challenges at all?
I'm still going. I'm still fighting the same fight. I'm not switching nothing up. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
So, only thing I'm tell you though, I switched up is kind of like I'm a little bit more. Let's say I'm just a little bit more lenient. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But not really. You know what I mean?
Why is that? You feel like you soften up, or you see you got a broader perspective of parenthood now? Like, why? What do you think?
Just because I figure these kids still gonna do what they want to do until they bust their head a few times, and then it's like,
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So what I do now, I just be like, I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna sit back, and then when it happened, then I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm just gonna be looking at you like,
allow them to learn a little bit.
There you go.
I literally just posted a video today of Avery sitting on the couch upstairs crying because we kept telling him to sit down instead of jumping on that couch. 10 seconds after that, he bust their head. He was sitting there on that wood, sitting there crying. But I mean, that's in every stage of life though. It's like you can't teach everything. No. You can't tell them everything. They're gonna do what they want. The same way we did everything that we want. Yeah. And it's gonna be like that. You gotta allow them to live their own life. Mm-hmm. But one of the last questions I wanted to ask you was, like, when you leave this world, because we're all gonna leave this world at some point in time.
Yeah.
What is it that you want your kids to remember about their father?
Dang. What I want them to remember. I don't know, man. That's a hard one. I never thought about that. What I want them to remember. I gave up a lot.
I gave up a lot. That's what you want to remember? You said, I gave up.
I gave up a lot, man. I could have been gone and I could be everywhere.
So I know what you mean. I need to play.
Yeah.
That's a hard. I mean, I know it's a hard question. I think about that too.
Yeah, that's a hard question, man. I know they know I'm a hard worker.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that'd be the main thing. Hard worker. You know, independent, entrepreneur. What else?
It's the Ray legacy right here.
Yeah, I mean, save as much as you can. You know, build your credit up, because that's something that I never thought about. I was a cash and carry. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking cash rules.
Yeah. In some areas it do, but not more.
No, buddy,
not here.
Now when you trying to go to the top.
No, yeah, you're right.
You gotta play with them other folk money. You know what I mean? So life is different.
No, that's true.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, back in the day, you was just save and stack it up, then take that, flip it, you know, put it over here where you don't mess with that. Take this little bit, you keep playing with that and stuffing that over there. But anyway, you don't do that no more.
That's something
You know
something to teach.
I do it, but, you know, it's more paying them credit cards on time so I can try flipping them other folk money, you know what I'm saying, to make more money.
That's something to teach the kids and teach the folks out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I want them to do, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to pass the torch on to either you want to do whatever you want, whatever these kids want to do, that's what I want them to do, you know what I mean? And stick at it, you know what I'm saying? Don't be jumping over here, jumping over there, doing over here, doing over here. You just got to figure out what you like to do. This is what I like to do right here. Stay with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be
easy, and you're gonna support the matter. Yeah. That's one thing I've always seen you do too is support the matter. But last thing before we get out of here, what I want you to do, man, is I want you to look at that camera right there, and I want you to talk to a father and just give him some encouragement.
First thing I want to say to all y'all suckers that ain't paying y'all child support and they taking care of y'all kids, y'all boys need to die. I'm sorry to say it.
That's encouragement, though.
Hey, but to all y'all men out there trying to see y'all kids like the men we see in our group, these women out here not letting these men see their kids and they taking care of them. Man, come on with that, man. You know, that's ridiculous. But to y'all, the ones who struggling to see their kids, keep fighting, bruh. You know what I mean? Keep y'all the ones. I want y'all boys to keep fighting because these kids gonna remember that y'all showing up. And that's the biggest thing is showing up. You know what I'm saying? Show up, show out. That's the biggest thing with these kids. That's all they want. Let me see. Yeah, that's really it, man.
Heard it here first. Gentlemen, Ray, thank you for allowing me to do this with you, man. I know we're going to probably get into more of the conversation right after this, but I do appreciate it. Oh, yeah.
Y'all have to hear the stories and
we might have to
start from the beginning all the way to the end.
We might have to do a backstage VIP or something like that so they can get right. But before we even close out, I know you guys know my producer, Sony, who was producing my podcast from season 1 all the way to season 3. He's moving on to some other projects. Because we moved over to this side, we're still going to be working in different capacities. But the guy that I want you guys to meet is my boy, Nasty Nas. Come on over here, dog. I wish I had some clappers that... Tell them about your production, what you do, and how you do it, man.
The biggest in the world, man. The biggest in the world.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's what I'll be working with. You guys stay tuned for everything we got going. More podcasts coming, more content coming. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Here for the dads. Out.